Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Darin and this is DerinsCorner. DerinsCorner is all about showing you diverse and delicious recipes from all around the world. So basically I show you how to cook yummy recipes from the comfort of your own home using everyday ingredients you would find in your pantry. If this is your first time here, thank you. And if you're yet to subscribe, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Just hit that button right away, and also you can also click on the bell sign so you get notified when I have new videos up. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make potato balls, and we're going to be making these potato balls two ways. We're going to be baking it and as well as deep frying it. Potato balls is a very versatile dish, and this is specifically for my abroad people where yam is like gold here. So instead of doing yam balls, why don't you substitute with potatoes? So let's get to the video right away, and let's start with the list of ingredients. Start by peeling the potatoes, so you can use a peeler or you can use your knife, whichever works for you, that's fine. And so you just continue to peel the potato. So I'm going to be rinsing my potatoes, and then I'm going to be cutting it into small bits. Just make sure you rinse your potato thoroughly and then just cut it into small bits. And once you finish cutting, you're going to put it in a pot and put water to cover just to the surface of the potatoes. Next, you're going to be adding your salt to taste, and just make sure you don't add excess salt because you're going to be using butter later on. So just be careful with the amount of salt you add. Next thing you're going to be doing would be to boil the potatoes on medium heat till the potato gets soft, and then that's you can know that the potato is soft by passing a fork through it. Once it's soft, you're going to drain the water, and then you begin to mash your potatoes till it forms a smooth paste. So the next thing I'm going to be doing would be to add my butter and my evaporated milk, and the main reason for adding these two ingredients as well as the egg that's going to be added at a later stage is to ensure that the potato binds together such that it's going to be easy for me when I'm rolling it or when I'm molding it into balls. If you don't add these three ingredients, it's going to be very difficult for you to get that ball-like shape, and you get a situation whereby when you put it into the hot oil, the potato disintegrates or dissolves into the hot oil, and yeah, it's going to mess up your potato balls. For some people, they are vegans, so they are not, they don't want to use eggs. That's fine. Just make sure you use a little bit more butter and a little bit more milk, evaporated milk, and you should still be able to get a ball-like mold. So I just dropped DerinsCorner tips right there, and yeah, you're welcome. So once you get your smooth paste, the next thing you're going to be doing would be to add your onions, your peppers, that's the bell peppers, and then the habanero, as well as the tuna fish. I particularly love to add tuna to this recipe because, once you take a bite, you're taking a bite of good tuna, which adds to the flavor of the potato balls. So that's another tip there. Yeah, thank you. Just make sure you give me a thumbs up for all these tips I'm dropping. So this is the consistency we're looking for, and it's time for us to start molding into our balls. So you're just going to roll it in between your palms, and you're going to have to use both hands in this case. Just make sure you roll it and mold it into ball-like shape, and then you just place it aside. I always prefer to do this before I start dipping into my my egg and my panko and all that. So this is what I would rather do than to be doing it in between my coating. So I'm all done. It's now time to begin to coat in my flour, the egg, and the panko, which is the breadcrumbs. So you're going to coat first in flour. You're going to use another hand to dip it into the egg, and then you're going to put panko or breadcrumbs over it. So this is actually called the two-hand method, whereby you're using one hand for the dry ingredients and then the other hand for the wet ingredients. So my right hand in this case is being used for my dry ingredients, which is the flour and the breadcrumbs of panko, and the left hand is being used for the eggs. So in this way, it actually prevents you dipping your wet hand into dry ingredients, and it prevents a lot of mess in the process of coating the yam balls. So I'm just going to continue to do this for all the yam balls I've molded, and I'm just going to set it aside. Just make sure you coat it properly with the flour, the egg, and the breadcrumbs. The other thing I was going to say is that for the egg, I actually used a mixture of egg and evaporated milk, but that's just a personal preference. You can decide not to do it that way. You can just use plain eggs. Otherwise, you can just mix the egg with evaporated milk. And I used half a cup of evaporated milk to 1 egg, so that should work for you guys also. So once I finish rolling, or once I finish coating, I try as much as possible to mold it again, and that's what I'm doing right now. And yeah, just make sure that it just helps in ensuring that the ball shape forms properly. So I'm all done with my molding, and I have 2 batches. One batch I'm going to be deep frying, and the other batch I'm going to be baking. And I'm going to be baking at 350 for 20 minutes. And this baking method is actually specifically good for people that are watching their weight or fit farm. And this is just to avoid the excess oil associated with deep frying. So this is another alternative that you get. Of course, if you're going to be baking, you need to coat the body and the surface of the yam balls with oil, because you don't want it to get dried. So you have to do this intermittently during the baking process. And so for the one I'm going to be deep frying, I'm just going to place hot oil inside the pan, and I'm just going to add my yam balls into it. You want the temperature of the oil to be midway. You don't want it to be too cold, and if it's too cold, your potato is going to absorb a lot of oil, and if it's going to become soggy. And if it's too hot, then it's going to get burnt. So you want that mid temperature that's going to just give it that sizzling sound that you're seeing in the screen right now. You're going to fry till it's golden brown, and when you remove it, just place it on a paper towel to absorb the excess oil from the frying. So in between frying, just remove the excess blackish stuff within the oil so that it doesn't coat on the surface of the new batch you're going to be frying. So to the batch in the oven, I'm just going to spray it intermittently. So your potato is all done and is ready to be served. You can see the golden look from the batch that was fried, and this is the batch that was baked in the oven. It doesn't have that golden look like the fried one, but it still works fine and it still tastes delicious. So that's it, guys. You've made potato balls 2 ways, fried and baked, and you can decide whichever one works for you. You can see the inside of the potatoes is still so soft and succulent. You can see that when it's pressed, it just melts in your mouth. This is so delicious, guys. You need to try it. If you've not tried it, just try this recipe, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and come back to comment on this video after you've tried it. And I'm just using my dipping sauce, and I'm gonna be eating this deliciousness. So that's it, guys. You've been able to make potato balls 2 ways. And if you love this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to comment below, as well as to share the video. It really helps a lot. And please, if you're yet to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe again, and please don't forget to put on the bell sign so you get notified when I have new videos up. Thank you, guys.